everybody, thanks for coming back to my channel. Today we're breaking down Nectar by the Boyz. Let's get into it. Alright, let's start with verse 1. And it goes, 작은 온기도 적게 식어버린 my bed. And that means, even the slightest warmth has gone cold on my bed. 작은 comes from the verb 작다, which means to be small. 온기 is warmth. 조차 means even. 없게 comes from the verb 없다, which means to not have. 식어 comes from the verb 식다, which means to cool down. 버린 comes from the verb 버리다, which means to throw away something, but it also means to do something to the fullest extent. So we'll just say that 버린 means completely. So this line kind of means, without even the smallest bit of warmth, my bed has cooled down completely. Even the slightest warmth has gone cold on my bed. Next line is, 시간마저 멈춰버린 하루, fill in the gloom. And that means a day where time stands still, fill in the gloom. 시간 is time or hour, but in this context it means time. 마저 is another grammatical tool that means even, just like 조차. 멈춰 comes from the verb 멈추다, which means to stop. 버린 means completely, and 하루 is a day. So, a 시간 맞춰 멈춰버린 하루 is a day where even time stops completely. Next line goes, 까마득한 저 어둠 속 손을 바를수록 멀어져 난. And that means, in that pitch black darkness, the more I reach out, the farther you drift. 까마득한 comes from the verb 까마득하다, which means to be far or distant. 저 means that. It also means me or I, but in this context it means that. 어둠 is darkness. 속 means in. 손 is a hand. 을 is just the object marking particle. 뻗을수록 means the more that I reach out, because 뻗 comes from the verb 뻗다, which means to reach out or stretch. And the ending 수록 means the more that I blank, the more that I reach out. 멀어져 means that something is becoming far. So 멀어 comes from the verb 멀리 있다, which means to be far. 져 comes from the verb 지다, which means to become. And then 넌 means you. So 까마득한 저 어둠 속 means in that distant darkness. 손을 뻗을수록 멀어져 넌 means the more that I reach out my hand, you become further away. Next line is, blue sky, little stars, 모두 다 빛이 발에만 가. And it means blue sky, little stars, everything, the light is fading away. 모두 means all. 다 also means all. These are two words that mean all separately, but when they come together, they kind of have the meaning of everything. A 빛 is a light. 발에 comes from the verb 발에다, which means to fade or lose color. Now, when there's man at the end of a word, it usually means only. In the translation, it doesn't say anything with the word only in it, so I'm not sure what it means in this context, but maybe it means only the light fades away. Only the light is fading. I'm not sure. Just know that man at the end of a word means only. And 가 comes from the verb 가다, which means to go. So, 모두 다, everything. 빛이 발에만 가 means the light fades away, or the light goes and fades away. Alright, now we're in the pre-chorus, and it goes, every night, every day, 공허한 맘을 덮친 daybreak, 들이킬수록 너 헤매지. And that means, daybreak overwhelms my empty heart. The more I inhale, the more I get lost in you. 공허한 comes from the verb 공허하다, which means to be empty or blank. 맘 is a heart. 덮친 comes from the verb 덮치다, which means to raid, attack, hit, or strike something. 들이킬 comes from the verb 들이켜다, which means to drink up or gulp down or guzzle. So basically, it kind of just means like to chug. So in a way, it just means to like take in a lot of a certain substance. It doesn't necessarily mean the more I inhale. It just means the more that I take in whatever substance they're referring to, which seems to be the girl that they're talking about. 수록 means the more that I blank. 널 means you. 헤매지 comes from the verb 헤매다, which means to wander around or to roam about. So, 공허한 맘을 덮친 daybreak means daybreak strikes my empty heart. 들이켤수록 널 헤매지 means the more that I guzzle you. I don't like how that sounds. The more that I take you in, I get lost in you. Next line is in my heart 퍼져가 황홀한 dreams come true. So sweet like nectar. And that means in my heart it spreads out. Blissful dreams come true. So sweet like nectar. 포조 comes from the verb 포지다, which means to spread or flare out. 가 again comes from the verb 가다, which means to go. 황홀한 comes from the verb 황홀하다, which means to be ecstatic, wonderful, blissful, or entrancing. So, in my heart, 포조가 means that you're spreading out in my heart. Blissful dreams come true. Alright, now we're in the chorus, and it goes, give it to me like that, that's so sweet like nectar. Cause I wanna 꺼져버린 환상 속에. Which means, cause I want it in the growing fantasy. 고조 comes from the verb 고지다, which means to grow in size or to get bigger. 버린 means doing something to the fullest extent, so we'll say completely. 환상 is an illusion or fantasy. 속 means in, and 에 is just a location marker. So, 꺼져버린 환상 속에 means in the growing fantasy. Next line is 너를 향해 달려난 I just can't deny you. 눈부신 you are my nectar. And that means I run towards you, I just can't deny you. Shining brightly, you are my nectar. 너 means you, and 를 is just an object marking particle. 향해 means towards. 달려 comes from the verb 달리다, which means to run. 난 means I'm. 눈부신 comes from the verb 눈부시다, which means to be brilliant or dazzling. I'm running towards you. I just can't deny you. Dazzling, you are my nectar. Or I guess shining brightly, you are my nectar. After the chorus, we got the post-chorus, which goes, run, run, baby, where it go? 점점 너에게로. I'm addicted to you. You got everything I need. 깊이 너를 느끼지. I'm addicted to you. Run, run, baby, where I go. 점점 너에게로 apparently translates to closer and closer to you. 점점 means gradually. 너 means you. 에게 means to. And 로 means through, with, or towards, or to. So 너에게로 means to you. So that kind of means closer and closer to you, gradually to you, closer and closer to you. You got everything I need. 깊이 너를 느끼지 means feeling you deeply. 깊이 means deep. 너 means you, and 를 is just the object marking particle. 느끼지 comes from the verb 느끼다, which means to feel or experience. So, 깊이 너를 느끼지 means feeling you deeply. I'm addicted to you, my nectar. And then we're in verse 2. Alright, now we're in verse 2, and I just realized that it's a rap. Yeah, it's a rap, alright. It goes, so what, heart like a pain machine, 내가 날리건 thirsty. And that means thirsty, it led me to you. 내게 means to you. Don't get this confused with 내게, which means to me. The difference is just in the spelling, so always keep that in mind. This one's spelled N-E. The one that's spelled N-E means to you. The one that's spelled N-A-E means to me. And you can remember this because na means me or I. Na spelled N-A means me or I. So the one that means me should have an A in it, which is 내게 with an A. Anyway, 날 in this context means me. 이끈 comes from the verb 이끌다, which means to lead or to guide. So, 내게 날 이끈 means it led me to you, thirsty. Next line is 노란 view 속에 shine breeze 아수라이 묻은 my lips. And that means the shine breeze in your view, my lips are tinged. 노란 means that which is you. It's really weird. 란 has a lot of different meanings. I think in this context, it means which is, so which is you. This is one of those words that's kind of used in like a poetic manner in certain K media. So it's kind of hard to explain. I will link a lesson down below on ran because it has a bunch of different meanings. One of the meanings is saying something called something. So this could mean a view called you, but that doesn't make any sense. Or a view named you, but that doesn't make any sense. It also could mean it's what you put after something when you're about to describe it. So it kind of gives a meaning of blank, which is blank, or this, which is blank. So I think this means the view that is you. No definitely means you though. Sok means in. E at the end of a word usually shows possession. But I don't really know how to show possession with the word in. That's not a thing. I think this part of it just means the shine of the view of you. Asurai is a word that means dimly. Muldun comes from the verb muldulda, which means to take color or to get stained. So, when I look up what noran view soge shine means on Papago, it says that it means the shine in your view, so that's what I'm going to go with. Asurai muldun, my lips, means my dimly stained lips. Next line, oh wait, I don't have anything written down. Next line goes, beautiful eyes, falling in my feet. Please how to revive it. And that means, beautiful eyes, my feet are running. Us on that day, please how to revive it. Talinin comes from the verb talida, which means to run. K means that. Nal is a day. E at the end of a word shows possession, so it becomes days with an apostrophe. Urin in this context means us. So, dalinin my feet means my feet running. Kunare urin means that day's us, or us on that day. Next line is 이쳐질 수 없이 넌 잊지 않길 아름다워. Go baby, we don't stop it. And that means can't be forgotten. Hope you don't forget. Beautiful. Go baby, we don't stop it. 잊혀질 comes from the verb 잊혀지다, which means to be forgotten. 수 없어 means that you cannot do something. So you can think of 수 to mean a possibility and 없어 to mean that there isn't one. So there's no possibility of this person being forgotten. 넌 잊지 않길 apparently translates to hope you don't forget. 넌 means you. 잊 comes from the verb 잊다, which means to forget. And the ending 지 않아 or 지 않다 or 지 안 blank means not. So when there's 지 않다 after something, it basically makes it negative. So 넌 잊지 않길 means don't you forget. 아름다워 comes from the verb 아름답다, which just means to be beautiful. So 잊혀질 수 없이 means you can't be forgotten. There's no possibility that you can be forgotten. 넌 잊지 않길 means don't you forget. And then 아름다워 means beautiful. Alright, now we're in the second pre-chorus and it goes every time, everywhere 당연한 그리움의 Mayday 더 외칠수록 선명해진. And that means every time, everywhere, a natural longing Mayday. The more I shout, the clearer it gets. 당연한 comes from the verb 당연하다, which means to be natural, reasonable, or fair. 그리움에 comes from the verb 그립다, which means to miss someone or to long for someone. So 그리움 is longing. 에 is just a location marker. 더 means more. 외칠수록 means the more that I scream. So 외칠 comes from the verb 외치다, which means to cry out or to shout out or to yell out. And 수록 means the more that I blank. 선명해진 seems like a combination of two words. The first being 선명하다, which means to be clear, distinct, sharp, or vivid. The 진 seems like it comes from the verb 지다, which means to become. So 당연한 그리움에 is a natural longing, Mayday. 더 외칠수록 선명해진 means the more that I cry out, the clearer it becomes. Next line is fantasize 가득한 너와 내 dreams come true. So so sweet like nectar. And that means fantasize, overflowing, our dreams come true, so sweet like nectar. 가득한 comes from the verb 가득하다, which means to be full of or packed with or jam-packed with stuff. 너와 means with you. 너 means you. 와 means with or and. 내 means my. 가득한 means full of or jam-packed with. I guess you could kind of translate that to mean overflowing. 너와 means with you. 내 means my. Then you get the chorus all over again, and then you get the bridge. 매일 네 곁에 가까워져 가리kum에 stay with me. And that means every day by your side, stay with me in this dream as I grow nearer. 매일 means every day. 니, for some reason, is spelled as N-E, but it means you. 곁에 means by your side. 곁 is your side, and 에 is a location marker. 가까워 comes from the verb 가깝다, which means to be closer, nearby. And 져 comes from the verb 지다, which means to become. 갈 comes from the verb 가다, which means to go. 이 is this. kum is a dream. And 에, again, is a location marker. So, 매일 네 곁에 means every day by your side. 이 kum에, stay with me, means stay with me in this dream. 갈 means to go. And 가까워져 means to go closer. Or to get closer to something. Or to grow nearer. Next line is 이끌리든 난 closer. 내게 더 closer. What a shine. And that means, as if I'm being drawn, I go closer, closer to you. What a shine. Man, what a shine. 이끌리 comes from the verb 이끌다, which means to lead or direct someone somewhere or guide someone. And 듯 means as if or it seems like. 난 means I'm. So, 이끌리듯 난 closer means it seems like I'm being led closer. 내게로 means to you. So 내게 already means to you. And 로 means through, with, or like towards or to. So 내게로 closer means closer to you. What a shine. Okay, so now we're in the final chorus. And it goes, give it to me like that, so sweet like nectar. Keep on running, 깊이 그려온 내게. And it means keep on running towards you, my heart's desire. 깊이 means deep. I'm pretty sure that this 그려 comes from the verb 그리다, which means to draw somebody or paint somebody, but it also means to miss somebody or long for somebody. 온 comes from the verb 오다, which means to come. I'm not sure where it fits in here, but that's what 온 means. 내게 means to you. So, 깊이 그려, I'm pretty sure it means that there's like a deep longing and I'm coming to you. Yeah. Last line of the last chorus goes, 멈출 수가 없어 난 I just can't deny you. 눈부신 you are my nectar. And that means I can't stop, I just can't deny you. Shining brightly, you are my nectar. 멈출 comes from the verb 멈추다, which means to stop. The phrase 수가 없어 means that you don't have the ability to do whatever verb comes in front of it. Earlier, I said it was more like possibility, but really it's more like ability. Like you don't possess the ability to do whatever verb comes here. So 멈출 수 없어 or 멈출 수가 없어 means you can't stop or I can't stop. 난 means I or I'm. 눈부신 comes from the verb 눈부시다, which means to be dazzling or brilliant or shining. So, 멈출 수가 없어 means you can't stop. You don't have the ability to stop. 난 means I. And 눈부신 means dazzling or shining brightly. You are my nectar. Okay, then we get the final post-chorus, and it goes, run, run, baby, where I go, 다시 너에게로. I'm addicted to you. 아득하게 펼쳐진 영원 속에 you and me. I'm addicted to you. 다시 너에게로 translates to back to you because 다시 means again. 너에게 means to you because 너 means you. 에게 means to, and then 로 means through, with, or towards, or to. So 다시 너에게로 means again to you, or to you again, or back to you. 아득하게 comes from the verb 아득하다, which means to be far away or distant. 펼쳐진 comes from the verb 펼쳐지다, which means to be spread out or stretched out. 영원 means eternity. 속에, I think, just means in. Because 속 means in, and 에 usually shows possession, but that just doesn't really make sense in this context. So I'm just going to stick with 속 meaning in. 아득하게 펼쳐진 means like spread out in the distance. And 영원 속에 you and me means you and me in eternity. And that's pretty much the end of Nectar. Thank you so much for watching this video, and of course you can leave your suggestions or corrections in the comments below. I love to hear your feedback. I'll see you next Sunday, and in the meantime I hope you have a great week. Bye!